When I say we have a lot to talk about today, I am not kidding. We have an update on Trevor Bauer. The Giants are using that freed up Carlos Correa money already. They have given out some contracts to Michael Conforto as well as the twin brother of current Giant Tyler Rogers. They just signed Taylor Rogers, the lefty. So they are not the same person. If you're a Giants fan, just know Taylor and Tyler are two different people, but they're twin brothers, which is really cool. The Reds have signed Will Myers. Does that mean that Joey Votto is going to get less playing time in 2023? And also they have dropped Mike Moustakas. So yeah, a lot to talk about today. But of course, the elephant in the room, the Dodgers are trending right now. Bauer was trending all night yesterday, and that's because he was initially given a 324 game suspension from Major League Baseball. It was just reduced to 194 games. And if you're not up to speed, Trevor Bauer has already served 194 games. So like Alden Gonzalez says on Twitter, Bauer is eligible to pitch effective immediately. I don't think it's going to be with the Dodgers, and here's why. So the Dodgers recently gave a bunch of money to Noah Syndergaard, and if you don't remember, when the Trevor Bauer situation first came out, Noah pretty much dunked on him saying, check out my book club. He was preying on Trevor's downfall. They do not like each other. I would even say that Trevor Bauer and Noah Syndergaard are mortal enemies. There's no way they can be in the same clubhouse. There's absolutely a 0% chance that they're going to be on the same team. So in my opinion, Trevor Bauer, he's not going to be on the Dodgers if he's playing baseball in 2023. The Dodgers have 24 days, so until January 6th to decide whether or not they are going to be keeping Trevor Bauer on the squad. Now, I do have to let you guys know, if the Dodgers do end up releasing Trevor Bauer, they don't owe him $32 million. I'm seeing that number floated around a lot on social media. They're going to be on the hook for $23 million, which is still a lot of money, but the $32 million, that's not real. I believe they're only on the hook for 23 if they do release him. So if another team chooses to sign him, they're basically getting a free Trevor Bauer because the Dodgers have to pay all that money. I'm sure that the comment section is going to be the wild, wild west, so please let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. Do you think that he's going to be playing in 2023? Do you think that an owner is going to take a flyer and risk his public perception? Let me know. The San Francisco Giants are having one of the most confusing off seasons I've ever seen, because we all know they were trying to get Carlos Correa and then a failed physical got in the way. And it's not even like Carlos failed it. They just had a difference in opinion based off a pre-existing injury that Carlos has maybe had or not had the last few years ever since he got drafted. So of course the Giants, they acted swiftly. They used that freed up money to grab Michael Conforto, which is interesting because if we take a look, he missed about 40 games in 2021. He didn't play any games in 2022, and that's because he is recovering from, I think it was labrum surgery or shoulder surgery. So they don't trust Carlos Correa's physical health, but they trust a guy that hasn't played in over a year who is coming back from surgery. What logic is that? And if you don't remember, this is the same team that gave Mitch Haniger of the Mariners a bunch of money as well. Mitch, he has not been the most healthy of players, and he's also older than Carlos Correa. I don't understand the logic. The Giants are signing guys who have had injury concerns, but they're not willing to give Carlos Correa, the best player of the three, money. I don't get it. Now, if this works out for the Giants, this is going to be a pretty good signing. $18 million for the next 2 seasons. Michael Conforto, he was smashing home runs as a rookie in the World Series. For the first 6 seasons of his career, in his first 600 games, he had a combined 128 OPS plus and a 360 on base percentage. Those are really good numbers. So if this works out, if Michael Conforto is at his best, the Giants, they got a really good player. So if we take a look at the projected lineup according to Fangraphs, you have Thairo Estrada, who has been very underrated ever since he got traded from the Yankees. You have Mike Yastrzemski. Hopefully he bounces back. Mitch, Jock, Wilmer Flores, Michael Conforto. I don't expect Michael to be the 6 hitter. I'd probably put him at the number 2, and Mike moves down to number 6 because I trust Michael Conforto a little bit more. Yastrzemski is great, but I feel like age is not on his side. He's almost 33 years old. JD Davis smacks baseballs. Brandon Crawford. Imagine being Brandon Crawford. You go from being the guy who has to move positions, even though you've won World Series with the organization that you've played your entire career for. Carlos Correa leaves to the Mets. You're back as the shortstop. Yeah, this is interesting. Now, one thing I did hear is that Lamont Wade Jr. is going to be serving as a first baseman, as a DH, so he is going to be their Swiss Army knife. And then, again, this rotation is not too bad. It is a budget rotation with Webb, Cobb, Manaea, Stripling, and Alex Wood. But I do like these players. Manaea said that he didn't really apply 100% of his effort to 2022, which I don't like hearing that out loud, but he is refocused coming into the next season. Ross Stripling was solid for the Blue Jays. Alex Wood is Alex Wood, he's nasty every so often. I don't know, the Giants, they're definitely better. And again, one more thing I do want to mention, Taylor Rogers and Tyler Rogers are now on the same team. Tyler, he has a funky delivery from the right side. Taylor Rogers, he doesn't throw normal from the left side. Although I will say, Taylor Rogers, he had a very, very interesting 2022 season. In the first half, he had 26 saves and a 3.82 ERA, so he was getting a lot of saves, but he wasn't very good at limiting runs. And in the second half, in 26 innings, he allowed 18 earned runs, 12 walks. He had a 13.5 strikeouts per nine, which was better than his 10.5 in the first half. So he was nastier in the second half, but he was walking everyone and he was allowing a home run pretty much every other inning. So if you're a Giants fan, what do you make of signing Michael Conforto and Taylor Rogers after losing Carlos Correa? Does it make up for it? Clearly not, but hey, at least you're trying. Will Myers is leaving the Padres in free agency. He is going to the Cincinnati Reds. I feel like this is going to be a really good contract, and maybe it's one of those situations where the Reds are signing Will Myers to trade him at the deadline for picks or some prospects. So Will Myers, for his career, has an 804 OPS and a 351 on base percentage versus lefties. I feel like that's the only reason why he was picked up by the Reds. Joey Votto, their normal first baseman, a future Hall of Famer, is coming back from shoulder surgery, so if there is a lefty on the bump, I really feel like Joey is going to be a DH, and then Will Myers is going to be the first baseman, or maybe it's vice versa. Maybe they give Joey Votto the full playing time, and Will Myers is just going to be a DH versus lefty. So not a bad signing. Now, staying with the Reds, they have DFA'd or released Mike Moustakas. So DFA is different than releasing. Releasing means that they are off the squad. DFA means that every other team in Major League Baseball has a chance to put in a claim for Mike Moustakas, which is what happened with Eric Hosmer. He did not get claimed, so he is now a free agent. Mike Moustakas, he has not been good in quite some time, so I don't believe that anyone is going to pick him up. Over his last 140 games, so he has missed a bunch of time since 2021. Again, only 140 games. He's basically missed half of them over the last 2 seasons. He has a 71 OPS plus to go along with a 212 batting average. That's horrible. He's not going to get claimed, in my opinion, unless the Pirates think that they can take a flyer and fix Mike Moustakas, because Mike, he does rake at PNC Park. And then last but not least, the Cubs, they are bringing back Drew Smyly on a 2-year deal. I think there's an opt-out after one. Yeah, there's an opt-out after 2023. Drew Smyly, since 2020, he has been decent in 153 innings. He has a 4.29 ERA and a 4.58 FIP, so he is basically the exact definition of mid. There are some rumors that Brian Reynolds, the center fielder of the Pirates, could be on the move pretty shortly. So if you guys have not hit that subscribe button and turn on those bells, make sure you guys do that. Thanks for watching, and see you later.